Is mining on the schedule today?
think about this refugee, Caruso?
Quiet man, hard worker, keeps to himself mostly.
I mean, his ship didn't look like it was built for trade. And some of the details of his story don't add up.
You think he's a smuggler?
I think he's worse.
Relax. Even if you're right, the man can barely stand. He's no threat to the outpost.
At the very least, we should lock him up. Treat him like a prisoner.
Well, you'll have to take it up with the group. I think you're overreacting. What's happening? What's wrong?
It's Caruso. He's taken everything. The ship. Our supplies.
What about the food storage? The water?
It's gone, Bernard. All of it.
When is the next supply run? Home base will notice if we don't check in.
We won't get a resupply in time. He waited until we restocked before making his move. Don't you see? There is no way out from this.
No, we will find a way to survive. Trust me, we will.
It's been 3 days since we were left for dead. A few went out in search of food and water, but haven't returned. Dehydration symptoms have started to set in for all of us. Fatigue, dizziness. I recognize that outside of a miracle. This is likely my last will and testament. There is only one choice left. The others are already discussing how to do it.
Hold up, stranger. This outpost belongs to the citizens of New Babylon. State your business, or kindly leave. You mean Big Hal? Well, any friend of his is a friend of ours. Head on through. You'll find him in the back, helping out with the water pump. Can't miss him. He's the one with the grimace.
They look fine. Ugh, this thing is so stupid.
Easy now. If the filters are fine, then what's the next step?
The next step is we blow up this machine and strip it for parts.
Or you can check the pressure valve.
Or I can check the freaking valve.
Do I know you, friend?
I think you're right. I didn't install it properly. That explains why the pump's malfunctioning.
Oh, I think you have the wrong man. I'm just a farmer. Wait. Not here. Not in front of the boy. Follow me. If you're here for a confession, I won't deny what I've done. But I'd rather not have this conversation in front of the others. Not yet. This outpost has been through a lot from even before I came here, but as you can see, it's starting to thrive. Up ahead is the community center. You should have some privacy there. Now, let's get one thing straight. I'm not here to fight you, Hunter. But before you take me in, I just want to say my piece. The truth is, I've been waiting for you. Yes, I am the one who left Shinar to die. My crimes are many, and without redemption. But I don't fear death, Hunter. My blood is rancid, my bones rotten. If you seek my life, well, then you'll be disappointed. There's no life left to take. They do, but it'll have to wait. The others in this outpost, they depend on me. For them, my absence will be an expensive purchase. And for their sake, I will not yield. I can solve the short-term problems. There are long-term issues at play. I had hoped to correct them, but your arrival has changed the timeline. You may know about Shinar, but before that, I spent time with the Crimson Fleet. And before that, I was one of the Promised, a servant of House Va'ruun. All of that's to say, my crimes are many. I don't ask for absolution. Only time. I do. My terms are as follows. In exchange for my submission, I would like you to help me resolve some pressing issues here. When that work is done, I will turn myself in, or end my life. Whatever the people decide. The blood on my hands is thick. It would not be fair to leave such a decision to any one person. I would put it to a vote. Let the people of New Babylon know my crimes and be my judge. Good. Then let me explain what comes next. When I arrived here, I found a place in dire straits. It's better now, but there's still work to be done. Repairs are needed, physically and emotionally. I will need your help with both. Yes, people can be broken just as easily as any machine. For the outpost to survive, it will need all its parts mended. Of course, I have a list. For one, I'd like to automate some of the work here. To do that, we need to fix the Model A unit by the junkyard. Second, we need to restore this place of worship. We can solve a lot of social issues through sermon and prayer. Human labor is costly. There are a number of processes we need to automate. There is a utility robot at the junkyard that could alleviate a lot of issues, but it's lacking a power cell. There are. You'll need to talk to Ivica, the supply coordinator. I've been trying to convince him to shift around the outpost's power distribution with little luck. Maybe you'll be able to sway him. He fears losing his job, but the robot's a tool. It's not meant to replace him. I have a plan, but let's handle the matter of the robot first. Not right now. Let's finish the work first. I don't blame you if you have doubts. When cornered, it's a man's natural inclination to run. But that will not serve the people here. Making my rounds, there's much to do besides the tasks I gave you. Recently, I've been acting as the outpost leader, with Zaina retiring. It's her time. She's older and would like to return home. The outpost has voted me as her successor. That will have to change. I'll be around if you have other questions.
Someone stole my keycard. I'd bet both my thumbs it was Sonny. I saw you talking to Caruso. I may owe him a favor, but we can't waste power cells on a piece bucket of bolts that does more harm than good. He donated supplies and his ship to this settlement. Besides that, he got me slates of the last 5 Razor Derby championships. I'm still working through them, so no spoilers. Because it makes people lazy. Look at Sunny Kim. She can barely lift a finger to scratch her own ass. Her entire generation is soft, and it's because of robots like Rusty. Because it's a piece of shit. You know they said this thing was going to replace me? Bah! Oh, so you've bought into their propaganda too? Robots can be trusted to do work that was meant to be done with human hands. Because robots need parts, maintenance, things we don't readily have. If we depend on them and they break down, lives could be lost. There is no substitute for human brains and human hands. Then perhaps we are in agreement. The robot is a useless heap of shit. But the parts are not. If, instead of repairing it, you were to break it, I could use the spare parts to fix the mining machine. It's got a blown PCM. With a few tweaks, the parts from that Model A can fix it. We can use it to blast through the rock and get the ore behind it. But Caruso keeps insisting the robot is better. And then I won't overrule him. Odiebi, and what am I supposed to do for work then? Get out of here!
Can't believe we got visitors coming at this dump. What's up? You know, another weirdo in the camp. Lucky me. Name's Sunny, with an I. I run the farm here. Also, I'm kind of a bitch. Yeah? So you're a nerd. Got it. Nice to meet you, nerd. Doesn't say much. Super creepy dude. I don't trust people who don't talk a lot. Then again, he did fix the irrigation and brought supplies for my sister, even if they were hand-me-downs from a different outpost. So, he's only kind of a dick? Kicking and screaming, basically. My parents forced me to come here and live with my sis after I got into some shit back in Neon. Joke's on them. Now I shovel shit for a living. Kill me. I'm a farmer, but I don't like it. It's boring and tedious. And so I got to thinking, this sucks. Why can't a robot do this shit? I know, I'm a genius. So here's plan A. You head over to the junkyard and get Rusty over there working for me. Yeah, Rusty. He's a robot. Cool. Cool. To get the robot juiced, you'll need a power cell from the generator. This key card should let you gaffle him. Don't ask me how I got it. Let's just say my fingers be hella fast. Just not while picking crops. Mm-hmm.
Welcome, new listener. We are here to guide you on a special journey toward relaxation and meditation. Brought to you by Chunks. Relax your shoulders. Feel your muscles. The skin on your face. The softness of your tongue. Now imagine your tongue gliding over an 8x8 centimeter cube. A chunk. It might taste like chocolate. It might flow like wine. But know that when you taste it, total relaxation is possible.
So, you've come back. Have you reconsidered my offer to scramble this robot's eggs? Odiebi. And what? Get out of here. I trained as a boxer when I was young. It taught me discipline.
My dad founded this place, but he passed a while ago. I didn't know him well.
You being here is kismet. The Reaper come. I'll make my daily rounds. I trust you can keep our discussion private. Good. I know Ivica thinks it'll replace him, but there's plenty of other work to be done for a man of his skill set. The community center is a perfect place for sermons and prayer. The problem is the local pastor, Yates, has been accused of theft. He says he's innocent, I believe him. We'll need to get him sober and out of prison. Strong moral center is the backbone of any settlement. Religious guidance provides it. I'd start with Yates himself and Sasha, his jailer. When you're done, find Caspian. He was there during the theft and has information I'd like you to investigate. We'll talk more later.
After a year here, Hal was voted in as a citizen unanimously. He's been invaluable.
Enough with the poetry, Yates. Just tell me where you hid the supplies.
The Falcon cannot hear the falconer.
Fine,
Things fall
have it your
apart.
way. Rot in this cell for all I care.
Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world.
I'm too old for this
Blood
shit.
tide is loose, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all, nor dread nor hope attend a dying animal. A man awaits his end, dreading and hoping all. Alas, my friend, I don't even know anymore. Maybe it's me. Is it? They're not even my words. Who's to say what's well about it? In fact, I find myself struggling to find value in anything written or spoken. Words are the cheapest currency, after all, and so easily counterfeited. Said the liar to the fool, but I will happily play my part. The floor is yours. What brings you, stranger, to this humble priest? I am accused of stealing supplies, but I contest that notion. I am not a thief, but a victim of theft. What has been stolen from me is my faith in justice and goodwill. So Hal has not yet given up on me. A saint, that man. I would say angel, but I no longer believe in such things. I take it he wants me to lead the house of worship. True enough. No man is swift enough to escape the devil's lasso, not even Hal. I too am not an innocent man. I am, however, innocent of the crime that has me jailed. But it matters not. Even if you were to find the supply thief and clear my name, I have lost it. My faith. So if Hal wishes me to preach, then as a wise man once said, he's shit out of luck. As are you. Calamite. A material for crafting a number of items, from suits to medical chems. It's the chems part that makes me a suspect, which is a false correlation. Yes, my appetite for liquor is nothing short of prodigious, but I have never touched a chem. There is nothing to tell. I am guilty of being a faithless drunk. Rather than actually investigate the crime, Sasha believes a pointed finger is adequate evidence. As for who pointed it, take your pick. They're all angled in this direction. If that is your wish, my dear Sisyphus, I will not stop you. Talk to the guard and clear my name. Perform thy miracle. I've no clue who you are or what brought this on. But as the bard says, Fortune brings in some boats that are not steered. Farewell. Only God knows when we shall meet again.
If you need medical attention, talk to Grace. She'll set you up. Hal put you up to this? It's an open and shut case. Yates is obviously the perp. The guy wouldn't know sobriety if it kicked him in the privates. He stole calamite from the supply tent. It's a rare, unique material that can be used to craft stuff. I talked to Caspian about it. He was the one working the tent when the supplies were stolen. 1, he's always high. 2, the theft stopped as soon as I locked him up. Oh yeah, Sunny Kim says she saw Yates creeping around the supply area on more than one occasion. Then he's gonna have to make amends with whatever god he serves, and quick. All right, let me know if I can answer anything else. Do you mean if I've got security training? Not really. I started out as the neighborhood watch. The whole thing was originally supposed to be on a weekly rotation. But every week I was the only volunteer, so it ended up just becoming my job. Big Hal is good people. He also knows a lot about weapons. First thing he did when he got here is fix the sights on my gun. My cop instincts tell me he used to be a military man or something. But he's a very private person. Back to it then.
I pick up a lot of the odd jobs around here that other people can't do. Or won't do. When I was born. You're looking at the only naturally born citizen of New Babylon. Problem is, there hasn't been one since. I know Grace is looking into some of the reasons why, but so far, no results. What, like I'm a miracle baby? Nah, it's the opposite. Everyone here thinks I'm hopeless. Which is stupid. I've been here longer than anyone except Zaina. They should show some respect. Yeah, I was doing maintenance on it, and I messed something up with the valve. I just rush through things sometimes, and it always bites me in the ass. I'm not assigned to anything yet. I fill in for the others when they need a break. These days, I'm mostly just Hal's understudy. He knows just about everything, so I'm trying to soak up the knowledge like a sponge. Because everyone here thinks I'm a screw-up. And I get it. Sometimes I'll break stuff, lose things. But it just takes me a few tries to figure stuff out. Once I do, I'm solid. Hal's the only one who understood that. Oh, nice. Are you gonna help us bust Yates out? He totally didn't do it. Just ask Hal. It's not just any man, though. It's Hal. He's the glue that keeps this shit together. Well, he's the only one who actually listened to my version of what happened. Let me explain. So the night it all went down, I was organizing the supplies over here, trying to get my system right. That's when I dropped a box of mason jars. So I tried to pick up the broken glass and put it in this box, and I cut my fingers. Stupid, I know. So now there's blood and glass everywhere, so I turned to look for a broom. And then out of nowhere, I feel this sharp, jabbing pain in my neck. I start to turn around, and then boom, I pass out. "1,000%. Because here's the kicker. When I woke up, the broken glass and all the blood was cleaned up, and my hand was bandaged. Oh yeah, I've seen people in crime shows use animal tranquilizers. That juice will knock out in a Sealy's. Hal wanted to look in the dumpster bins for anything suspicious. But then the water pump broke and, yeah, that's when you showed up. Yeah, Hal and I thought it would be best to lock it down until we could do a little sleuthing. But if you're on the case, I can give you the key. Cool, here's the key. If you find anything, I'd check back with Hal on what to do next.
Ivica says Sonny is lazy, but I think it's bad.
How are you holding up?
You and your friend have cursed me.
How so?
Well, before I was sitting, perfectly content. Now I am waiting, and it's killing me.
Hopefully you won't have to wait much longer. Once we finish the outpost business, we can settle ours. Let's take a look. Surgical gloves, and there's blood on them, and a syringe, possibly a tranquilizer. This seems to corroborate what Caspian told me, provided the blood is his. We could take the items to Dr. Kim to verify, but... Agreed. I assume we're on the same page here. Exactly, and the evidence we do have is flimsy. If we could find out what her motive is, that and the gloves would be enough. No, kalamite can be used for chems, which is why Yates is a suspect. But Dr. Kim doesn't need to steal chems. She can request them. Unlikely, but true. It's possible. You'll have to establish motive to convince the guard. I think you'll just need to speak to her yourself. She might reveal something if you ask the right questions.
Increase lock levels for personal items.
Welcome back. In life, we find it hard to be present. But presently, you are here. Uncluttered, unobstructed, unbothered. Here in this zero space, Your mind is clear. You notice you are standing on something. A cube. No, not a cube. A chunk. You drop to your knees. You take a bite of the ground. It's familiar and soothing. It's pork. But if you dislike pork, it's not that. Really, it's your favorite food. It's comfort for your soul. You lie down on the chunk of not pork and find yourself in perfect harmony with the universe. For the chunk is now part of you, and you are the chunk. Just as we are all made of stars, we are all made of chunks.
Always nice to get new visitors here. Oh god, no. I keep all chems, syringes, and equipment under lock and key. Medicine is a powerful tool, but one easily abused. I've come here on a research grant. Settlers living on the fringes provide a lot of interesting data. How does the gravity, weather, and nutrients found in alien environments affect the human body over time? In exchange, I provide medical services for the group. Goodbye. If you need patching up, I can help you. Oh, what do you have there? Surgical gloves and a used syringe. Did you find these in the trash? I would advise you against handling such things. Oh, I thought maybe it was from a creature I dissected. I don't remember, okay? And I don't keep everything on my computer. I have written documentation, too. I'd have to run a test, but I haven't personally done any procedure like that. It's most likely from a dissection. Of course, I'm the only one here with access to surgical gloves and equipment. What are you getting at? I'd have to run an analysis, but I'd put money on it. Theft, most likely? Yates may have stolen it from my lab to fulfill his chem habit. What do you think? Did he do it? Then we have to rely on Sasha's investigation. If she thinks Yates did it, then he'll need to serve time for it.
Security assessment. Null.
These late nights are doing me in. Stay safe. I'm trying to get blood samples from everyone in the settlement, but... Oh, what do you... Did you find these in... You know it's unethical to look through someone's personal logs, right? I was trying to get the blood sample for my research. When things got messy, I stole the calamite knowing it'd point to Yates. I'd hoped Sasha would let Yates go with a slap on the wrist, but she turned it into this whole thing. I still have it. Well, most of it, anyway. I synthesized some into chems, just in case I needed to ditch the evidence. But turns out I didn't need to go that far. Innocent? Let's not act like Yates hasn't pissed us all off with his drinking. Anyway, there. You have the truth. So what now? Are you going to turn me in? Or is there room to negotiate here? Keep in mind, I am the only doctor in this outpost. You're making a mistake, but fine. I can see I don't have a choice. Here's the calamite. That should be enough to clear Yates. I'll turn myself into the guard. We'll see how long that plays out when someone gets sick and needs my help.
All right, Hal, I'm here. What's this big break in the case you pulled out of the rabbit's hat?
Not me.
All right,
Talk
out
to
with
the
it.
newcomer.
Hal says you got some new info that'll exonerate Yates. Well, I'll be damned. And where did you get this? Wait, Dr. Kim's the thief? Why the hell would she do that? Damn, I never pegged her for that. But if there's a motive and evidence clearing this drunk, I guess he can go. You hear that, Yates? It's a miracle. You're free to go.
Sometimes miracles are just people doing their jobs.
Yeah. Don't stomp the ice, Yates. It's real thin.
It seems thy act of God has been performed. I thank you for having faith where I had none. During my time here, I've thought a lot about what I want to preach, and I am leaning toward making this place a community center only, free from theocracy or doctrine. What do you think? Shall we change the house of worship to a community center? You were the one who freed me and restored my faith. Who better? Very well. From now on, the community center will be a place of discussion and social gatherings. I suppose I should also thank Hal for his part in this. Not sure where he went off to, though.
You have some nerve dropping this on me now.
I'm sorry, Zaina. I meant no malice. I only seek justice for my crimes.
And what about the people here? Do we not get a say?
That's why I suggested a vote.
What you're asking for is a trial. But fine, if you want a damn jury, let it be us. Then it's settled. We're putting it to a vote.
As long as I'm given the opportunity to confess. But in the interest of fairness, I don't know for certain what happened to Shinar after I left. Perhaps the visitor would be better served to speak to that.
If such a person exists, then their testimony would be more than welcome. For my part, I'll try to get the word out about the trial and what it means for this outpost, especially given recent events. Oh, and one other thing. If the vote ends up a tie, I'd like you to break it. Because you're the most neutral party here. You've seen Shinar, but you've also seen what Hal's done for us here. Yeah, hopefully. Regardless, it looks like we have a long day ahead of us. We best get to it.
I'm free. The air smells sweeter. Foul still, but sweeter. That may or may not be my own breath. It feels divine. Ah, I see. So Hal has confessed. He confided in me long ago. I never spoke a word of it, of course. Surprised, confused. It's a bit like looking at a sheep who insists he's a wolf. What fluffy wool he has. You don't even notice the fangs. In his own way, yes. But now that Hal has come forward, the greater question, of course, is what to do about it. That is what Hal wants, but I teeter. I am far too acquainted with man's flaws to inflict such a punishment. But I digress. In closing, I will leave you with the words of Clarice Lispector. Who has not asked himself at some time or other, am I a monster, or is this what it means to be a person? Touché. Either way, I don't know if Hal Caruso is a good man. I don't know if the act of becoming good constitutes atonement. But when the vote comes, we will have to decide for ourselves what he deserves.
I appreciate you helping out with the whole Yates thing, but leave the investigating to the professionals, okay? He's been real busy as of late, hasn't he? Well, what is it this time? Big Hal? Sure, he looks intimidating, but that man wouldn't hurt a heat leech. Did you talk to anyone else about this? I'd hate for word to spread if it ain't true. Fair enough. If what you say is true, then yeah, the law's the law. But I need to hear it from Hal myself. Stay safe.
Yo, I heard Yates was freed. Nice work. Yeah? He's amazing, right? No way. I know he hasn't talked much about his past, but I know what he's done here. This outpost wouldn't be here without him. There must be some mistake. You say that, but the hell I know would have never harmed anyone. Well, we've got to vote for his freedom. There's no other vote to make. Unless we don't leave it up to chance. I'm gonna have to think on this, but there's gotta be a way. Later.
Yo. He's great. Works day and night and doesn't bitch. I wonder if he's single. How Caruso is boring. You trying to bore me to death? Oh, snap, for real? Is he like a serial killer or some shit? Oh, hell yes. I'm on the edge of my seat. A vote sounds amazeballs. Think of the drama. I gotta get a Vizza to build us one of those old school guillotines. We'll stick Hal's fat head inside, and it'll be just whoop. Then we can all place bets on how far it'll roll. I always do. But you did do me a solid with Rusty, so maybe I'll do as you say. Favor for a favor.
That was boring.
Was it you who fixed that blasted robot? That thing is better as spare parts. I used to work for Star Parcel, hauling packages, making deliveries. One day I get a job to jump to some half-abandoned outpost. When I get there, I see the package is addressed to me. I open it. There's a letter inside. It says, "Dear Ivica, you're fired." My old boss, he thinks he's funny. He's really just an ass. But Zena, she's different. She says, "You need a job? Take your pick." So I did. As they used to say on the old world, Bóg zatwori jedna wrata, a otwori stotino. Fine, here is what I got. Was it you who fixed that blasted robot? Good man. Works hard, keeps to himself. But I take it that's not what you want to discuss. Huh. Doesn't surprise me. What does that have to do with me? Depends on the history. Well, if he's done something that serious, he should answer to the law. Still, based on his work ethic, he is a changed man. Exile might be the best option. Either way, I will do my own research and vote when I know enough. Do widzenia.
You can use the workbenches, but don't make a mess.
You again? Did you ever find Shinar? Yes. A lot of very good people were lost. Brilliant minds. And to think, the one responsible for the deaths is still roaming free. What? You found him. And how is he? Dead? Tortured? No! This isn't good enough for that man! Outsiders will not know the pain that man has caused. But I suppose that is why you are here. You want me to bear witness. Understood. Give me the coordinates, and I'll put the nail in his oversized coffin. Wonderful. Together we will write his obituary.
else confessed to some serious crimes. This isn't that simple.
His deeds here should count for something. Are we not more than the sum of our mistakes?
Pretty big mistake, though. How do we know he's not gonna do a sequel?
And how do we know Shinar wasn't dead in the water? You heard him. He wasn't even there when they died.
This bickering is pointless. Let's just have the vote and be done with it. This is tiresome. Let's just be done with it.
Sometimes I see the light on.
O great serpent, who brings the shrouding, forgive this trespass. Guide me on this next journey, so that I may see the light and become promised once more. We meet again, Hunter, and it seems my time has come. It is the word of Janan and the will of the serpent. I am a deserter of House Varun. As such, I have not followed the serpent's path for many years. But here, on the eve of death, prayer comes natural to me. I suspected you would. I didn't see what became of Shinar, but I can imagine. No ship, no comms. Dehydration sets in, some choose death. Others are forced to make harder decisions. That is a complicated question. When I left Shinar, I was afraid of being discovered. Then, I came here, befriended the people, and every situation became a mirror for what I'd done before. I do not feel guilt for the dead, but I feel fear when I imagine the same fate happening here. I was not, but he'll have his vengeance soon. Because I didn't want to be followed. The body can only survive without water for 3 days. Make no mistake. I took their supplies, knowing they would die. I did what I needed to survive. Or so I thought. Looking back, I never valued life. Not mine, not theirs. This outpost has changed me. I see value in life, but that is not the same as being worthy of it. That, I leave for the people to judge. I would like to say yes, but the reality is, I had countless opportunities to tell my story. Until you came, I never did. Caspian will likely vote for my freedom, but the rest, I'm not sure. I've asked that you have a vote as well. You've seen what I've done, whereas the others have only heard. Changed? A man does not change who he is. I'm the spy who deserted House Varun and the pirate who stole for the Crimson Fleet. And I am the one who left Shinar to die. I am also the man who has given his blood and sweat to this outpost. All these things are true. A fair question. I will say that everywhere I've been a prisoner. Even at Shinar, I was a prisoner to my own fear and paranoia. I never felt such bondage here. I don't know if it was the right place or the right time, but I chose to stay. Indeed. When we first met, you seemed prepared to leave my fate to the others. You know how you will vote? I see. Then let the verdict be fair and just.
I'd love to see it hanging.
I worry about this outcome.
Adjusting delta interest variable.
Anything other than
Saving
execution is a
conversation
waste of time.
block.
If everyone is present,
Hal is
we can
innocent.
begin.
I'm gonna make
All
sure
right,
he's free.
you've all had time to think this over. Many of you have talked to Hal and gotten his side. And I know some of you think we're rushing into this. But for the sake of the outpost, I'd like to resolve this now. On your ballot are 3 choices: execution, exile, or exoneration. Now, if anyone wants to say a few words, the floor is yours.
Demands confessed. We all know how we are voting. I have work to do, and this is keeping me from it.
Fair enough. Anyone else have anything to say?
No, I do not. Vote your conscience. I will vote mine.
All right. While I would have liked to hear your testimony, we will respect your wishes here. On that note, I'll ask one more time. Would anyone else like to speak? If there are no more words, then it's time. Let's begin the vote.
I worry about this outcome.
A vote! Anything other than execution is a waste of time.
Citizens, if all the votes are in, I'll cast my vote and we'll begin the tally. Like all of you, I've given this a lot of thought and done a lot of soul searching over this vote. And for full transparency, I will be voting for exile. Now, to count the votes.
Well, what's the verdict?
The people of New Babylon have voted for execution.
The hell we have!
Hal has asked to choose the manner of death. I will allow it. You can say your goodbyes or go back to your tents, but the decision is final. I know this process hasn't been easy, but it's over now. New Babylon will continue to grow and thrive in spite of what happened today.
Hal saw this coming.
That was stressful.
Now more than ever.
There's going to be a lot of conversations in the coming days about how to repair things. Looks like I've got no choice but to see it through. The ballot box is still there. See for yourself. We'll do our best to move on. At least with the community center up and running, there'll be a place to gather and talk about it. In my mind, communication's the only way to turn a wound into wisdom. I was hoping to talk to you about that. Hal said if the vote shook out this way, he wanted you to be the one to do it. And it makes sense. You're not from here. No one will resent you if you're the one who gives him peace. Goodbye.
Man, I was really
The
hoping
people
for a
here
guillotine.
voted wisely. I hope the execution is long and painful.
You return. I trust the vote is done. I am. There's no need to delay its coming. Then I have but one request. I would like you to take me to Shinar. Bury me there, amongst the others. One, I don't want my execution or gravesite to be a distraction to the people here. And two, I would like to see it before I die. Stand face to face with the ghosts of Shinar and deliver them their vengeance. Then lead the way. I was told this guy wept for 10 days when I was born. At 7, I slew my growth and fashioned a dagger from its bones. At 20, I left Farum Kai and joined the Crimson Fleet. There I met a pirate named Oraline. Raven hair, deep hazel eyes. She died in a mutiny. Rained that night too. My soul, ship adrift, I crash-landed on Shinar, a refugee. And now, I return to Shinar. And the sky still weeps. Tell me, Hunter, will it always?
Lowering reference for dead variable.
Hello. There you are. I just had to see the newcomer. See if you live up to the hype. So rare that someone new comes along. From the sidelines, it's a real treat to see everyone scrambling. It's very profitable as well. It's not yet time. I don't even know if it will ever be. But hope and my pocketbook springs eternal. Oh, this whole thing? I suppose it did cost a few fortunes. But it is nice to travel with a modicum of style. I really can't say, as much as I'd like to. It may mean nothing, but I'm rooting for you. Sorry, can't say. Hopefully all will make sense in time. Good luck. I remember being on your side of a conversation like this. Just don't give up. I hope to see you at a much later date.
Potential for combat success. High. System failure.
Hope this helps you out. We gotta resume our patrol. Stay safe.
Initiating combat protocol. Catastrophic. Marginal. Enemies lost. probability of your success. No. System failure.
Warning, self-destruct sequence has been initiated. Please proceed to the nearest exit.